Welcome back, everyone. Andrew at Microphonic Designs here at Frisco High School. And if you've been around the channel for a good while, or even if you dig back to some of the earlier videos that I have, you'll know that I've worked with Frisco for quite some time doing their audio system setup each year. And this year, thankfully, is no different. I'm back once again, and let me show you what we're working with. I'm real excited about their setup this year, and it is sort of out of necessity, and I'll kind of show you the overhead view with the diagram here in just a second. But they've got a few less numbers this year in the for ensemble, so we're doing kind of the Blue Coat style marimba vibe thing, and you'll see lots of accessory instruments along the aux rail of the keyboards to kind of make up for not having a dedicated rack player. So let's take a look. I've got the, here, let me turn the flashlight on. There we go. I've got the input list here kind of showing everything that we have coming into the mixer, color codes, and you'll see I had to make a few changes on the fly. Here's our cabling list. And here is the overhead view of the layout, and you'll see we've got 3 distinct pods of instruments. Pod number 1 is marimbas 1, 2, and 3, and vibraphone 1, so their cables converge to a modular snake. That's the red snake. Over here is pod 2, where we've got marimbas 4 and 5, and vibraphone 4. Vibe 5 was actually cut, but I still kept it in the planning just in case they decide to add it back. And then we also have over here on side 2, we're going to have like a soloist small ensemble stage, probably using a VP88, so I accounted for 2 cables coming over, and you'll see on the end of that marimba over there where they're going to plug into. And let me turn the flashlight off, it's going crazy. All right, so that's the diagram for the plan, and if you caught my planning video, you'll have seen that. So if you've not checked out the how to plan a for ensemble video, or whatever it's called, because I haven't published it yet, you'll get to sit with me through the planning stage of this diagram for this group. In the mixer, not much is different from my normal layout. If you've seen my how to program a Yamaha TF mixer, this is it. This is the layout that we're using. We got marimbas over here on the left, vibes here. We've got the synth channels, and then the left and right for the VP88 on the stage. And it's real straightforward, real easy. They've got everything they need right here on top. Down below, Frisco is rocking the Yamaha P7000S amplifier, a pair of them, and they have the classic C215V full range speaker on top and the CW218V subwoofer on the bottom. They have a pair of those, and then we've got the 4-pole or 4-conductor speak-on cable carrying the signal for both to each side. So that's what's going on in the mixer cart this year. There's no plans for wireless that I've heard of, so I have not connected the wireless system, but it is in there. Should they change their mind or have a design change last minute late in the summer, they've got plenty of QLXD units to use. Let's take a look at pod 1 over here on the left, side 1. So you'll see we've got marimbas 1 and 2, and then 3. And again, as I mentioned in the planning video for this group, I actually had to use a pair of jumper cables to bridge the gap between marimbas 3 and 2, which is where the mod snake is, because of the distance caused by these vibraphones here. And that's just fine, because I kind of figured these, the sound crew kid or whoever's in charge of plugging in this modular snake can just connect those 2 cables, the blue, just fine. And here's some of the work, just kind of giving you a look at how I attach these things in case it's helpful to you. I like to do these things in a big brick and strap them to this support rail, and then everything goes across nice and neat. Can't really see it from there. Here we go, let's take a look here. Yeah, everything is nice and neat all the way down. So y'all know how I like to do it. Keeping it real clean, making sure it looks good. And then here is kind of how it joins over from vibraphone 1 and marimba 1. We've just got the classic connectors coming across. And I've got these 2, the red zip tied together coming straight across, and the yellow is kind of zip tied going back so that it's a little easier to separate them whenever they're plugging in. And all of that, again, converges to the red modular snake, which goes in to the little side area there. Pod number 2, this would be the white snake. Again, originally we had planned to have a vibraphone here. Did away with that, it's all right. It's just much easier to remove instruments than add them in day of. We've got this Vibe 4, Marimba 4, and Marimba 5. And I actually put the modular snake on the low end of Marimba 5 here. Here are the connectors for where the soloist stage can plug in. And again, we've got a big brick here of all of the connectors coming into the modular snake system. And then it all goes down nice and neat. Let's take a look. Here we actually need to order some new posts for the microphones. So we've got the mics sitting down there, but we don't have all the mounting hardware just yet for this keyboard. But that gives us the chance to take a real good look at the cabling. I like to keep every cable in its own lane. Nobody crisscrosses without necessity. Like down here, we've got some fancy stuff going on, but it's not too bad. It's just to make sure it looks nice and that we don't have too much slack down here where everything connects. So all we have going on really, it's real simple, is we've got the Vibe mic coming across right there, right here. And then that signal is carried down this keyboard. We add the signals for these two mics. So you'll see we've got 3 cables coming down, and then they connect there. And then here's the extra cable that I allotted for vibraphone number 5 if they decide to add it, so it's just tucked away. But all of that just goes down and again joins the mod snake down there. Really straightforward. And then in the very back, we had a couple of changes today. We found out kind of last minute that this student from MalletStation, sounds like there's a high chance they may not be doing band next year. So for now, I've left the MalletStation and possibly DTX station. So again, if you saw my planning video, you'll know that we had basically wanted to accommodate the MalletStation and a DTX on this cart. It's not done. I'm leaving it alone until we can confirm if this student or a different student will be on this cart. And I told Mr. Heath Dillard, hey Heath, I'll come back and finish it once we know what that decision's gonna be, because it's gonna take me maybe another hour on this cart, and I just didn't want to do that without knowing for sure what's going on. The regular synth cart though, and don't worry, my drink is empty. Regular synth cart is ready to go. We had to put the Mac Mini back in there, zip tied it real good. We've got the Scarlett 18i20, a gigantic Furman UPS to run the whole thing if we lose power. And then they've got the keyboard mouse they can plug in, the screen I've got plugged in. And then up top, we've got a Novation Launch Key 88 on top, and then the Mackie SRM 150 synth monitor. And this is a real nice, just kind of self-contained synth cart. A lot of work went into handling the cable management for all the power stuff. So these are all power cables. I tried to get it as nice as I could. Because this battery is so huge, we have to use like a flat connector that runs around to a secondary like power strip to get everything powered. But again, just keeping it real nice and clean inside the cart as much as I can anyway. Here's the upper part, and here's the cable for the synth monitor, which is that thing right there. And then we've got 2 outputs, a left and a right, but we got plenty of outputs to mess with if we wanted, but we're just running in stereo for now. So these 2, I did not recolor code the ends of these because they don't come unplugged, but those travel inside the cart to over here. And this is the input box that we're using for the blue snake, the 3rd snake. And again, I've got these 4 color-coded to accommodate a MalletStation and DTX over there, but for now, they're simply going to remain color-coded. We may not use them. Here we've got blue and double blue for the synthesizer, and then red and white you'll see these cables go out the side of the cart. These two cables come out the side. They come down this way, and they receive signal from these two vibraphones, which is vibraphones 2 and 3. So vibes 2 and 3 are actually a part of the third pod, which is partnered with the synth cart. So these cables are gonna come back this way, and boom, there it is. So they could have these two cables prepped with some cable cuffs on the handle here, and they just get deployed whenever they set up. Real easy. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Aside from the stage that we don't know necessarily where it's gonna go just yet. We know it's a high likelihood of side 2. I sort of told them today, like, hey, we're gonna have to commit to side 2 because that's where the cables are going. But other than how far out on side 2, it's all ready to go. So once they figure out what yard line that thing is going on, we'll be able to run a pair of appropriately sized cables to the end of marimba 5, and they're all set. And I've got the template scene and everything saved in the board. I'm about to make a backup of that as soon as I'm done chatting with you all. And yeah, it's been a good long day. I think we got here. Eleni helped me out a little bit earlier. She had to take off a little bit early today. But we got here at about 10. It's coming up on 6:15 now, so I'm about to get the toolkit packed up, head on home, definitely ready for a shower and some dinner. Here's the toolkit with most of the little things to get packed up. And anyhow, if you've got questions or comments or would like help figuring out how to do all this for your setup, please feel free to get in touch. You're welcome to, I would invite you to go to microphonicdesigns.com/contact. I've got a form submission. You can fill out the form, or you can book a call with me. And you're also welcome to reach me directly at, it's andrew@microphonicdesigns.com. And yeah, I'd love to help out. So until next time, folks, take care. I'll see you then.